Hi, my name is Curt Marvis. I am the co-founder and president of a company called QYOU.
Three ways in which digital is changing content consumption.
Well, I think the single biggest way is that it's an any screen world now. People used to watch television on television. You don't have to watch television on a television anymore. You can watch it on your mobile phone, on your laptop, on your pad, etc. So I think the single biggest revolution in the business is that you used to have to go home to watch television. Now you can watch television while you're sitting on the bus going home. And so I think that's a huge change.
All right. How is the content distribution changing?
Well, the biggest thing that's happening, and I'll be talking about this a little bit here shortly, is that there used to be what were called windows in distribution. And so you'd first have the theatrical window and a home video window and a television window, et cetera, et cetera. Those have all broken down now. Partially it was driven actually by piracy. People were scared about movies leaking out in that fashion, but really what's driving it is that audiences don't want to wait for things now. And so because of the marketing costs that are associated with putting content out, you basically want to have it available on as many screens as possible. So that change in the distribution model of going from windows to sort of the TV everywhere, any screen model has been very painful for the studios.
So you have a subscription model, you have a freemium model, and you have a model which is ad-based.
Yes.
Do you see more models for monetizing content actually emerging?
Well, I think probably the sort of biggest transition that will occur is branded entertainment or branded content that people have been speaking about for 2 decades now will really start to occur in terms of content where an advertiser, what we call spots and dots, meaning 30-second advertisements in between programs. I think that gradually will start to go away as people have the opportunity to skip past it and not pay attention to it. And I think what you'll find is programs, it's interesting, in the 50s in America and television, shows were sponsored by brands. So you had what was called the Texaco Theater, and a gas company sponsored, there were no advertisements, they just sponsored the program at the beginning and at the end. And I think you'll see a lot more of that start to happen. Even there's a company called Vice that you might be familiar with. They're already starting to get into that area.
This is your first time in India. It's also your first time at Ficci Frames. What's the experience been like?
Well, I certainly know that I don't want to be a moto, what do you call the little carts, moto rickshaw? I do not want to be a moto rickshaw driver in Mumbai. It looks very, very dangerous. I actually don't want to be a driver at all in Mumbai. But my reaction, there are a lot of Indian people that live in Los Angeles, where I'm from. There's a big Indian community there. I think the Indian spirit is one of friendliness and great entrepreneurship. And that I see sort of turned up on steroids here at Ficci Frames. So it's really exciting, actually.
And from a business point of view, what would you sort of expect to get out of your India trip?
Well, for the new company that I've launched, we have not gotten into the Indian market yet. It's something that we've aspired towards, but just haven't gotten there yet. And so a lot of what I'm here for in this particular trip is meeting various people who potentially can become partners for our company as we move forward, because India is such a vast market, but it's also a very specific market. And I think, I always believe it's as important to know what you don't know as what you do know. And what we don't know about the Indian market is vast, and so we have to have partners here to help us succeed.
So how soon before you actually get into the Indian market?
My goal right now is really to establish the relationships here in 2016 and then launch in India sometime in 2017.